What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Return of the Athlete. My name is Paul Klingen, and today I'm going to talk about the experience that I've had over the last 30 days of not drinking alcohol. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm going to go over the three benefits and the three changes that I've seen the most. And this isn't the first time I've done 30 days or a month off alcohol. I've done it in the past, and I've seen these changes now multiple times, and I've started to see a pattern where when I cut out drinking, I start to see these changes. I start to see these transformations. When I am drinking, then I either am running kind of uphill or running in the mud, running in the sand in terms of seeing these changes. And it makes it harder. And I'll go through those in a little bit more detail as well. But real quick, if you are someone who is wanting to make this change, not drink for 30 days, first thing I'll say is just start right now. Start right now, because there is a million reasons why you shouldn't. There's a million events. You got sporting events, weddings, social gatherings, bachelor parties, bachelorettes, funerals, like you name it. There's always going to be a reason. And it's September now as I'm recording this. September, you could say, oh, the NFL season starts. I don't want to miss, the NFL games. October comes around. Oh, well, I got a Halloween party. November rolls around. Oh, Thanksgiving. I can't be doing that. It's still football season. December rolls around. Oh, it's the holidays. Like, I can't give it up during the holidays. January rolls around, right? A lot of people will do it during January, but then you still got the NFL playoffs. You still have basketball going on. You still have all these different sporting events going on. And it's cold, right? And it's very easy to just, say you want to drink and when it's cold out inside and you want to just relax. February, you got the Super Bowl. Someone's got a big Super Bowl party. March, you got March Madness. April, baseball starts. Golf is starting around with the Masters. June, or May, I guess, is after that. You got Memorial Day weekend. June, summer's starting. Bam, then all of a sudden you're in the summer. July, 4th of July. August, it's the middle of summer. I can't, right? And over that, it's 12 months. I've now given you reasons, just from a sporting side of things, why you shouldn't do 30 days off. But I want to give you three reasons why I find it really beneficial, and I want to continue to lean into it as I grow and develop as an athlete, a business owner, soon to be husband, and eventually a father, and why I think it's really beneficial. So number one, and this one actually kind of surprised me, you become more attractive. And I'm not saying this necessarily in a way of being more attractive from a sexual side of things. That can definitely be a part, but ultimately what I'm talking about is the reason why you're not drinking is going to be your bigger mission. It's going to be your why. So it could be a fitness event, right? It's a marathon. I'm training for an event a couple weeks out. I really wanted to make sure that I gave my body every chance and opportunity to recover. It could be to lose weight. It could be to start your own business. It could be because you're struggling with a lot of anxiety. It could be for a number of different reasons. You're pregnant, whatever it is. Those are all going to be reasons why you're going to stop doing something that holds you back from accomplishing that mission. And so when you take a stand and you say, no, I don't want to, most people are used to everyone just saying, oh, you should do it. And you say, oh, okay, cool. I'll go and move along with the crowd. I'll do what everyone else is doing. But as soon as you say, no, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do what I want to do. You stand out. And when you stand out, people start to turn and be like, why is that person going the opposite direction? And then ultimately what you end up seeing is people who aren't certain of their position, people who don't necessarily want to drink or are curious. Sober curious is a term you'll see a lot. They're saying, I wonder why they're not doing it. And they will talk to you and they'll want to learn more, because ultimately there's a part of them that wants to go on that same journey that you're going on, but they don't have their why, or they don't have the motivation, or they don't have their inspiration. They don't have whatever it is ultimately ends up being their excuse. It's just ultimately fear, right? And stepping into that unknown. But you become more attractive in that they are attracted to you. And when you take a stand, you are planting your stake in the ground, your tree in the ground. And people who maybe don't have their stake planted in the ground, they don't have their roots of their tree rooted firmly and deeply in why they do what they do. Well, the person who is the most certain in a sales conversation or in a persuasion situation is going to win. And so if you are more certain about your stand of not drinking, someone is going to then be attracted to that. Now, you might also get other people who are completely repelled by that. But the most attractive thing you'll see from a magnet standpoint is one side is super attracted. The other side is repelled. And that's ultimately what attraction is. The more that you can create that polarity, the more those polar opposites are going to attract, and then you're gonna get the other side, and that's okay, of repelling. But you become more attractive. People are more interested in you. People are going to ask you more questions. They want to potentially go along that journey, or they're just curious about what your big reason why, what your big mission is, and they want to learn more about that because it's not normal. That's uncommon. And when you look at attraction, the things that are uncommon is the things that we're going to be attracted to, because common people and the common actions is to get drunk every single weekend, be hungover and have anxiety on Sunday, kind of just get through the workday on Monday and Tuesday and just wait until it's Thursday and Friday. And so if you can change that up, that becomes uncommon. Over an extended period of time, that becomes uncommon, and then people want to learn more. Next, number 2, your health transforms. And this is no secret. One of the best podcasts I've listened to as of late is Andrew Huberman's The Effects of Alcohol on Your Body. And this is stuff that you can dive into the science a little bit more specifically, but I'll just talk to what I've recognized in my body from a mental health standpoint, from a physical health standpoint. From a physical health standpoint, I'm recovering much faster. One, because I'm not dehydrated. I'm not drinking and dehydrating my body. When you get dehydrated, when you drink, alcohol is a diuretic. You're going to pee out a lot of your electrolytes. And so I'm able to recover, maintain my sodium, my potassium, my magnesium, the different minerals and vitamins that I'm gonna need so that my body can recover from a hard training session. If you've ever cramped up, right, playing sports, it's a lack of hydration. And so they'll give you electrolytes, or they'll give you, I think it was mustard packets that they'd give us in football to help get some of those different minerals in. And so I'm able to recover faster from that standpoint, but also my sleep isn't impacted. Alcohol disrupts your sleep. Even one drink is going to disrupt your sleep. And so you're not getting into stage 3, stage 4 REM sleep. You're not getting the mental recovery. You're not getting the physical recovery after a night of drinking. So I've eliminated that. I'm able to wake up. My body feels more fresh. My mind feels more fresh. I've recovered. I've gone stage 3, stage 4. And so I'm able to then go and perform at a high level the next day in my training. So recovery, I would say, is one of the biggest benefits. From there, my nutrition is going to be much better. One, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing the extra calories. Let's say you have 10 drinks each week. That could be, 200 calories there. That's 2,000 times 4, that's 8,000 calories. Boom, you just put on 2.5 pounds in a month just by drinking, all right? I eliminated that out. I'm able to find a calorie deficit a little bit more. So I'm gonna be leaner because I'm not really changing my nutrition. I've just cut out something that is causing me to overeat or crave salty foods, overeat or crave sugary foods. I'm still eating whatever I want, but I've cut out stuff that causes me to overeat and eat in consumption or in excessive consumption. And so my body composition is gonna change there. At a really high level, it's calories in, calories out. Cutting out alcohol makes it so much easier to adhere to the basic laws and fundamentals of nutrition. From there, I would say that I also have experienced far less anxiety, far less depression. Alcohol is a depressant. So if you struggle with depression and you're still drinking, you are basically running uphill as a firefighter hoses you down with a giant thing of alcohol, or in this case, water, for a firefighter. And so if I'm dealing with, feeling low, self-doubt in my business, self-doubt in my performance, self-doubt in my relationships, self-doubt in my ability to walk down the street or whatever, well, alcohol as a depressant is only going to spiral that more and more and more and more. Then you got the anxiety side of things. And again, this is stuff that Andrew Huberman talks about in his podcast, but alcohol, a lot of people will drink to reduce anxiety. And alcohol doesn't reduce anxiety, it just holds back the release of that anxiety longer and longer and longer until that hangover comes. The longer you pull that back and hold that anxiety back and ultimately sedate it, the harder it's gonna spring forward. And he talks about it as hang-anxiety. You get a hangover the next day, your anxiety is through the roof. That's now eliminated. Am I gonna get anxious? Am I gonna get nervous? Yeah, absolutely. Those are evolved human emotions that are supposed to be there. Anxiety is saying, hey, there's something you're not doing, or there's something that is coming that you need to move for, get moving. If you just lay on the couch all day because you know you got work the next day, there's a looming threat coming, and you know that laying on the couch longer and longer and longer, not working out longer and longer and longer, it makes sense you're gonna get anxiety. And so my mental health has been in such a better place. My physical health is in a better place. I'm training at a higher level, performing at a higher level, I'm recovering at a higher level, and I'm not dealing with the mental health repercussions of alcohol. Next, and this is gonna be number 3, is clarity. clarity of mind. So I talked about alcohol being a depressant. And when you talk to someone who, has been sober for a really long time, they would talk about it as coming out of a haze, losing the fog. The fog has been lifted. And with that, what they're really talking about is clarity of mind and the ability to not just think clearly as to like what it is they're doing in that clear task, but if you feel like you're running into this situation where you don't know what you want out of life, or you don't know what you want just in general from a dating standpoint or a training standpoint, or you're not able to very clearly articulate, hey, here's where I'm headed, here's what I want, here's what my purpose is in life. Well, a big part of that is because the alcohol is fogging you up, and you're going to continue to be in a fog, in a haze. You look at hazy IPAs, there's a reason why they're called hazy, right? It's because it puts you in a haze. If you're in a state of haze, you're not going to be able to see clearly as to what your big mission, what your big purpose, your big reason why you're doing things. And when I look back, the first time I cut out alcohol for 30 days, that was when I got the inspiration to become a personal trainer. That was when I got the inspiration to start Down Dog Athletics and completely change my career. I'd never even thought about doing that. I thought the idea of being an entrepreneur was stupid. But by eliminating all of that fog, all of those clouds, I was able to then go and see this mountaintop. And I was like, wow, that is really inspiring. That is something I want to go and chase. And in the last 30 days of not drinking, I've now come to a point where I'm like, wow, I want to completely rebrand. I want Return of the Athlete to be my mission, my focus, my message, my everything. And I'm really clear on what that message is. I'm really clear on who it is that I want to become, who it is that I need to become in order to make the impact that I want to make. But it's not just by chance that that happened. It's not just by chance that Down Dog Athletics was created. It's not by chance that Return of the Athlete was the phoenix rising from the ashes and the rebrand that I've been wanting to make for a really long time. It's because I got clarity, right? And that clarity is ultimately what allows you to see the path that it is you need to go on and walk down that path. And even when things get hard, even when you doubt yourself, even when challenges arise or you feel like you're not making progress, you can see very clearly that North Star. You can see that mountaintop. You can see where it is that you're headed and where it is that ultimately you are destined to go. And when you eliminate alcohol, it becomes so much easier to do that. So that has been my experience. I've got another couple weeks before my race. Will not drink before then because I really want to make sure that I'm dialed in for that. And then I will, potentially have a celebratory drink. I've talked a lot about on different pieces of content having a Tom Brady approach to alcohol or an athlete approach to alcohol where it's you don't drink in pursuit of your mission. If you achieve the mission, have a moment of celebration, a hell yes moment, something that amplifies rather than sedates the evening. And from there, probably move away from it because there's a lot of things that I want to achieve that are very hard to do. And in order for me to do that, I need to give myself every possible ally on my side. I need to make sure that I'm not fighting against myself in this journey, in this process, and growth of a human being. I'm about to get married, about to buy a house, or we just bought a house. There's so many things that I need to be my best for. In order for me to do that, I gotta make sure that I'm not holding myself back. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you're interested in doing this, I would say do it. I would say a lot of my clients end up doing some form of cutting alcohol out or significantly reducing it just because they see the goals that they have from a health and fitness standpoint are only going to be harder to achieve if alcohol is still playing a big role in your life. There's no scientific benefit to alcohol. You can DM me and fight and scream, kick and scream all you want. There's things around, red wine is in certain amounts is going to be good for you. It's the juice isn't worth the squeeze, I would say. And so it's not to say don't drink, but from a health and fitness standpoint, if you're trying to completely transform your life, the more you cut out alcohol, the more your life will be transformed. So appreciate you watching and listening. This has been Paul Klingen on Return of the Athlete. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.